Okay, today we have a Patton and it's got a fault on it, and I believe it cuts out as he was riding it and the battery doesn't charge to 100%. That is that's filled with mud there. Yeah, so let's switch on, see what it does. There we are. So turning it on. Come on. Oh. Yeah, so it stands up, engaged, and then it turns off. So this is the problem. So I turn it on. No, it doesn't turn on at all. So it turns on once and then it cuts off and switch off and it stays off. And after a while, you turn it on, it does the same thing. It's been washed down. Now we have to open up and check what is the problem that caused the doesn't switch on. Okay, so this fuse is fine on the right hand side. The left fuse is blown. So it's totally blown, the left fuse. So you gotta test the battery to see what voltage they are. So that's the battery coming up here. Test this side. 107. Okay. On the left side. So let's do that. Test the right battery. Just that. 110.5. 110.5 on the right side. Okay, so to open the cover, the best way I find is to have a screwdriver, a thin screwdriver, and then you poke it through the bottom of here. Just poke it through, and then just slightly pushing it through, and then eventually this will just lift up. And once it's lifted up, you just push in deeper, and then you can remove the top cover. The inside looks very clean, so there's no water gone in at all. It's nice and clean and dry. So the silicone seal around the edges does work. And so it's like a Sherman ball with a capacitor there, but 2-layer. Let's go and test it now. Test the battery. Okay, the Patton. So we got the cable on the left top and the bottom connected to the top, and we got the bottom right connected to the top and the plus connected to the bottom. Okay, and that's plugged in. So let's turn it on. Okay. So left battery, right battery. So the right battery is okay. And if I disconnect the right battery, oh, stays the same. So it turns off. So the right battery is fine. I go back to the other. Oh, how to go back? So left battery is 0. So I disconnect the left battery. Yeah, it's still 0. So the left battery's got a problem. Well, the right hand side's got a problem. Okay, when you test the battery, that side, no, it's 110.5. Okay, 110.5, sorry. And on this side, we know the left side is fine. Let's have a look at the left side as well. The left side, this side here, 112.5. So we established is the battery, so we need to take the battery out, and I've got the battery open up on the bench, and we are advised to check this by Leaperkim. Check the BMS or check the battery cable and connectors. So the signal cables are all intact, red and red, and make sure there's no damage on the signal cable. And then what we do then is to reset the battery, you know, like the Kingsong battery, which is according to Leaperkim, it's those 2 pin here, 1 and 3. Pin 1 and 3, so start from the chip is on the left, so it's the bottom pin, and that's on the bottom. I call it 1, and then 2 and 3, so it's 1 and 3. So let's zoom into that. So 1 and 3. So that's supposed to reset the battery. So I'm not sure that works, but let's see. So I'll put the battery back in, and it's still no sign of life. So it's still dead with this battery set connected back in. Okay, now the Patton battery. All the cell tested on the battery, they're all good. They're all 3 volt, 4 volt. So every cell in the battery, it seems to be correct. No problem at all. By checking the starting from 1 and onward, so you got the positive and negative, which is like this. So you go for the session of battery, and that seems to give you a correct voltage. So when it's on DC, you got 4 volts and 4 volts. So you jump along, and every cell on the battery seems to be fine. Now the connections, they all look good. So what I've done then is by looking at it, you can't actually trust it. So I put it on continuity on the meter. Okay. And if you check the pin on the battery, so we got the, if we come over here, if we zoom in slightly, there we are. So here we have the red, so we got noise, so red, and that's good. Yellow is good. Blue, green. Now when it comes to the black, if I find it down here, so the black cable itself, and you do a continuity on the black, and it was dead. So that indicates there's a problem with the black cable, which caused the battery to fail. Okay, so there's our fault. So when I put in a another cable, a new cable through it, and then you reset the battery, then you can hear a click on the battery, and that indicates the battery is working. So when I put the battery back into the wheel, it's working. So now what I have to do now is to replace this cable and wrap the battery back up, and it should work. Okay, the black cable itself, it looks like where the joint is twisted too much. So by twisting it too much, I think that's what caused the failure of the cable. So okay, so this is snaps up just like that quite easily. So what I've done is I solder a cable through here, and then I'm going to pull it through from the old cable, and that will get my black cable inside the protected tubing. Okay, so we've got our wire through, pull through. Okay, so the battery been repaired, and I have put it back in, and let's switch it on and see if it comes on. Yeah, so it's all good. That looks good. And plug the charger in. Now it's charging. So yeah, so both batteries are charging. Hi guys, thank you for supporting me, watching my channel. So this pattern, it's been repaired, and the first complaint from the customer was it didn't charge 100%, and then when he ride it, he cut out, and the wheel doesn't turn back on. So like at the beginning when I switch on, and then it just turns off, and that was a symptom. And when you plug in the charger, it doesn't charge at all. So it looks to me is from the diagnostics and checking the machine is that when it couldn't charge the wheel to 100%, so that means the battery the fuse on the left hand side battery was blown. So therefore he was riding on one battery, and because you're on one battery, obviously you get half the range, and it doesn't fully charge. So what I suspect is because there's vibration on the wheel, and because of that twist in that black cable, it eventually snapped. So it's a coincidence, but that cable snapped, so that caused the battery to shut down, and it doesn't turn on. So by repairing that cable and reactivate the battery, which turns back on, and also replacing the fuse on the lead battery. And when you charge it, it gives you a full charge, which it is fully charged now. And I will have to test that in the morning, because it's at the moment it's raining today all day long, so in British weather. And yeah, so I'll be testing the wheel tomorrow, and hopefully it doesn't rain, and have a good test and run the battery down slightly. But I got a pattern myself, and know, and everything feels exactly the same now. So the wheel's only done 300 miles, which is nothing. And yeah, it's all looking good. And here we are. So it's all put back together. I'll be using the erides test pad to test the wheel. And see, this is my other one with the support brackets, and with a lowering kit on the Patton. It's a fantastic wheel. Once the pedal's lower, and with this thing here to secure the front so the battery doesn't wobble, and the wheel feels totally different than the stock Patton. So yeah, I'll be testing this tomorrow. As I say, yeah, thank you for supporting me on my channel, and like and subscribe.